and the ad.
This is Cruise Control. Air Automotive Magazine with co-hosts Fred Staub and Les Jackson. Everything you need to know about new and used cars. Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air. Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin. Because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
That's right. Your ride has begun. Welcome, everyone. It's Fred Staub and Les Jackson, and we are taking you on a ride around the automotive industry. Got a lot going on, Les. A lot of reviews, a lot of, studies that talk about the best vehicles. And, hey, we're just going to get you up to date. If you're a Honda fan, we got a couple of new vehicles from them, right?
Absolutely. And we, of course, have a JD Power survey. We do a lot of those. We've basically this hour we're going to be covering kind of what's going on both performance-wise and what's happening at Stellantis, which is, wow, it's cutting brands. Which we're a little concerned about, right?
Yeah, we certainly are. And good news from Porsche. They say, no worries, they will not be retiring their V8s anytime soon, but there will be some updates. So we'll kind of talk about what those updates might be.
That's right. And again, Stellantis is thinning the herd. And we're going to give you the list of which ones are going to be on the chopping block. We're not happy about it, but it's not our fault.
That's right. And then we're also going to talk about the Honda Civic Si. Of course, all new Honda Civic. And, this is the performance variant of it. We've seen the hybrid version of it. And then, yes, minivans are still around. And there's a new Honda Odyssey. We'll talk about that. Some updates there for people that are looking for minivans. All that and a whole lot more when we get rolling on this edition of Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. A lot of great information in that JD Power Apeal study, too. They call it Automotive Performance, Execution, and Layout. We'll talk about that. If you're looking for a new vehicle, it might be something to check out, right, Les Jackson?
Absolutely. It's worth really paying attention to these JD Power surveys because they answer a lot of questions that people ask, and you don't have to do much research. They've done it all for you, and they rank everybody, it's a good organization. We really rely on them.
We'll also talk about Toyota has a big recall on Toyota and Lexus, two popular models. It's going to require them swapping the engine, a new engine in. Whew. And we'll tell you why they're going to have to swap a new engine in. And let's hope none of those engines, make it out into the aftermarket per se. And speaking of engines, we're also going to tell you about the last W12 Bentley engines. So a lot to get to on Cruise Control. Fred Staub, Les Jackson. We will be right back, so stay tuned. go.
Cool, cool. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Cruise Control. We are going to go over J.D. Power's Apeal study, which is Automotive Performance, Execution, and Layout. This is pretty cool. The On a 1,000-point scale, they rate appeal of everything in vehicle. Well, not of everything, but of the main things in vehicles, and the overall satisfaction on their survey is 847 out of 1,000.
Okay.
Some are lower, some aren't. For instance, satisfaction with non-Tesla battery electrics is at an all-time high,
Wow.
877, um, surpassing Tesla, which is 870. So again, this falls right in line with people who are trading in their Teslas and not buying Teslas again,
Yeah.
buying gas vehicles. So anyway, let's look at this, and we got. Well, shall we go through the 10 factors
Well, some of
on
the
which?
takeaways, yeah, some of the takeaways, as you mentioned, that battery electric vehicles from traditional manufacturers are highly appealing, as you mentioned, more
Yep.
than Tesla. Premium brands still stir more emotions than mass market brands. I see more people buying premium brand vehicles.
Yeah, I see it here.
Matter of fact, I saw a purple Rolls Royce, a new model, parked at my local Stop and Shop. I mean, it could have been an
Well,
Ace Hardware too. There's an Ace Hardware and a Stop and Shop
but
in the same, and a
yeah,
pizza shop.
well,
So he could have been getting pizza, some bolts, or groceries. I don't know.
or some spray paint to get rid of the purple finish.
I don't know. It was a pretty finish, but I thought, okay, there you go.
I'm sure, but
I was going
purple.
to take a picture of it when I came back, but it was gone. So, um, infotainment systems are getting more complex. As you and
They
I
sure
talked
are.
about this is still something that creates issues for people, isn't it?
They are getting more complex, and I've just slogged through mine, and they're just little, you have to adjust to how they want things,
Yes,
and it may not be explained in the owner's manual, so you just kind of have to work at it.
have to work at it. Well,
Which you shouldn't have to work at it because you've spent money. It should all be plug and play, but it doesn't work that way.
no,
You can't possibly design something that every vehicle
and
is going to
and
do
you're
that.
more technical. You both of us are more technical than most people
Yeah,
too, and we use a lot of different cars, and we work on a lot of different things. But you picture somebody that is like, what? How do I turn on Bluetooth? Or
right. Yeah, I mean, as an example, a quick example, Bluetooth, no problem. Of course, I've paired my phone with hundreds of cars, um, but the Android Auto took me, you, and the head of IT with the Air Force sitting in my car with me for an hour and a half
to get it
to
to work.
to figure out how to get it to work.
Yeah.
Now, that's just silly,
Most
but
people don't have access to that kind of
most
expertise.
people don't have access, and that you can see if it'd be a regular owner, they'd be really frustrated. They'd be going to the dealer, and of course, there's a guy at the dealer who always knows how to do this, but he's got to be around when you go. And
Yeah.
people get really upset about these things.
Well, they do. It's
Um,
sort of
you
like,
know?
did you ever have a weird warning on your computer and
Yeah,
you can clear
yeah.
it, but it doesn't really stop you from doing what you want, but it's still annoying, isn't it?
It's annoying, and you just you get sort of angry.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of this?
Well, let's
So,
besides this, let's talk about some of the highest ranking brands of the Apeal
Right.
study from J.D. Power. Porsche ranks the highest among premium brands, a score of 891 out of 1,000. Jaguar, they still sell a vehicle, 886. They rank second. Land Rover, 882.
That's surprisingly
Yeah.
refreshing.
Mass market, Mini ranks high, 858. Ram, 854. And Kia, 853. So we'll dig into some of these Apeal results even more after the break on Cruise Control. Stay tuned.
Cruise Control.
Welcome back to Cruise Control. Fred Staub, Les Jackson. We are here with you. We are your on-air automotive magazine. Check us out at all our social media platforms, all over the place, on your favorite radio station, and more. We're everywhere. You can't get rid of us. Right, Les?
No, no. Why would anyone want to get rid of us? We're so appealing.
I love the segue because we are talking about the J.D. Power Apeal study. We told you some of the big
Yeah.
brands, Porsche #1, Jaguar #1, Land Rover #1. Premium brands are very appealing. And then the mass market, Mini, #1 as far as mass market goes, Ram and Kia. Kia, of course, as we say,
Right.
pricing and
Hyundai Motor Group.
yeah,
It's
doing great. So let's talk a little bit about uh, the brand ranking, Ram came out number one, and down at the bottom, weirdly, was Dodge, right? With problems per 100
Yeah.
vehicle. Uh, Problems per 100 vehicles. So Ram had 149 problems per 100 vehicle, which means some had two problems at least. But Dodge had the most problems, and Polestar had even more problems, right? In the
Yeah, that's right. That's rather sad, but that's what it is. These surveys say what they say.
Let's talk
Um,
individual vehicles. This is a good one for Kia. The most appealing minivan is the Kia Carnival. Kia Carnival, of course, is a
right.
minivan that's designed to look like an SUV. Just got a new update, and I'm sure it's got a great price too, and it's very well equipped. So, if you're looking for a minivan, that's one to look at, right?
That's right. And then following that is the Kia EV6, the Kia EV9, the Kia Forte, and the Kia K5. You see a theme going here.
And the theme continues with mid-size pickup Hyundai Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah. Again, Hyundai Motor Group. Boy, oh boy.
Um,
Um, Go ahead.
Large light pickup Ram 1500 GMC Sierra. Of course, Ram, the pickups are great. They've done a lot of raising their prices and things like that, which have cut into the sales, but they're still a great pickup. And large heavy duty pickup Chevrolet Silverado HD and Ram 2500, right?
Yeah. Now, what? Well, I guess there's still pickups, of course, dominate all automotive sales. There are more of those sold than anything else. But wow. Um, some of these, well, like compact premium, I'm just throwing this out. Highest rank was BMW X4, but under that was the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, which historically, Alfa has never been a super high ranked for reliability,
No, no.
but it is now.
But it is, yeah. Uh, over uh, Over at Jaguar Land Rover Range Rover, and then Ford Super Duty did very well as on the appeal study. Um, so these are model level appeal awards. Also, Kia K5, Les Jackson, as a new Kia K5 owner, that has
Yep.
a lot of appeal. Would you say it's appealing?
Well, it I find it appealing. As you know, I did a great deal of research,
Yeah.
uh, instrumenting it and all the competitive models and driving them to get which one was the winner. Um, and the K5 came out on top. So it's you don't have to go that far to choose something, but I do because that's just what I do. Um, Look at these surveys. They really say something. If you want value, and you're open to whatever brand is the best value versus price, then these surveys are really worth looking at.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're available, easily available anywhere online,
Sure.
jdpower.com, but there's other studies too that happen. And Cox Automotive does a number of them. I see cars. There's a whole
Right.
bunch. Just go through it and see, settle on a few models that you like and then go through it and see what they say, right?
Exactly. They're surveying a whole lot of people and a whole lot of dealers and a whole lot of mechanics. to come up with these rankings. So it's not just asking your neighbor how do you like your whatever. This is a bit more thorough than that, and it's just talking about a lot of money.
Now,
So
this is interesting. Model level appeal award from JD Power. Nissan Titan's going away, isn't it?
it is. Did should we maybe call Nissan and, and let them know?
I think they
But
know,
yeah,
but
I'm sure they know.
yeah, they're kind of getting out of the truck business. I think it's just too much competition for them.
Yeah, I
It's
think so.
interesting. The Mini has a lot of appeal, but that's always been one that has had a lot of maintenance things going on as well.
That's true, and they're really well, they're really well. I'll just say they to me they seem overpriced.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't blame them because they're popular, but you're paying a kind of a premium price for a
Mass market
middle of the
vehicle.
road. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
good
would agree.
fun car, fun
But
car.
it's a unique car. Its own spirit to it. It has a following to it. They are
Right,
fun to drive for sure. And let's not forget they are a part of BMW. So they're not going
that's
to be
true.
less
Yes,
expensive vehicles, are they?
They will not. No,
Yeah. So there you have it. Well, what do you think of the appeal study? Do any of the vehicles we mentioned float your boat? Let us know in the comments, and we will encourage you to check out the JD Power study, appeal study, to learn more about the vehicles they picked. That might be helpful information to you down the line. Who knows? Hey, when we come back, we are going to talk about Porsche. Porsche made a big announcement this week that it was too aggressive with its electric vehicle plans, and it has no plans to remove the V8 engine offering from the Cayenne. They're, matter of fact, they're going to have electric, they're going to have plug-in hybrid, and V8 power. So we're going to talk about some of their plans coming up and what to look for from the folks over at Porsche, and then also Toyota and Lexus has a big recall on their hand, so big that they're going to have to swap engines in some of their vehicles,
this.
and
Yeah,
that is not a good thing. It's going to affect certain Tundra and LX owners. Will tell you which vehicles are affected in that. Um, they're doing the right thing though. That is a big deal to pull an engine, and a lot of work for the dealers. We're talking 100,000 vehicles here, and
that's. I've never heard of something this extensive and expensive before. It's huge,
and
but
to and here
to their
this is
credit, they're going to
huge
do it.
too. The last W12 engines are,
Yes,
are being put in
yes.
Bentleys, Speed Edition Bentleys. So get them while you can. We'll talk about that and more when we come back on Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staub, Les Jackson. We will be right back.
And welcome back. Welcome back. Well, right before the break, Fred mentioned that Porsche's made a decision to keep their big V8s indefinitely. They're cutting back on the EVs, not getting rid of them. But the fact is, the V8 is here, and it's going to be here, and they're going to be putting him, in the Cayenne, obviously,
Yep.
and offer this for as long as you're willing to pay for it,
Yeah, yeah. I think they
which is
will.
no problem.
Yeah, they will be offering it for quite some time. They're actually going to um, have everything available, Les. Their electric
Yeah,
vehicles, plug-in hybrids, and a bunch of other things available, which is pretty amazing, don't you think?
well, it is amazing, and they are a really superlative engineering company, so they know what they're doing, and three powertrains. How can you go wrong if you want that model? You can have any flavor you want, which
Yes.
is great.
Yes. So they are committed beyond 2030. Now, the current version, which just got an update, the Cayenne, will meet all of the safety regulations for the next 5 years or so. So they're going to build that platform and keep that alongside the new platform, which will allow them to offer all these different powertrains. So, hey, if you love the sound of V8s, uh, that
Yep,
is that is a good thing, right?
that is a good thing, and they are built. The only reason we mention it is because it's a neat word, and that's Zuffenhausen,
Zuffenhausen.
where the Zuffens are built. But hey, this is good. Porsche is a heck of a brand, and
And they won the
they've
Apeal
got a
study.
oh yeah, I mean they've got just a great history. So
Well, while
good
we're
for
on
them.
engines, more than sixes,
Yeah,
more than eights, what about the W12? Over 100,000 W12 engines have been hand built at the Bentley factory in Crewe
the
and
Dream Factory.
the Dream factory. And it's the end of the era. While Porsche may be still building their V8s for some time to come, Bentley will be retiring the W12. And the good thing is, if you want a W12, they have some speed edition vehicles that you can get your hands on if you act fast in a fast fashion. These are 6-liter engines, by the way, twin turbo W12s.
Yeah,
Probably not the
bit of
most efficient engine in the world, but
a but but complicated as well. Uh, Very poor gas mileage, extremely complicated, but what an engine! It's just impressive.
yeah. And when they introed the Bentayga in 2015, their SUV, they completely redid the W12. The result of 3 years of design and development, they added twin scroll turbochargers, delivered faster response. Two different fuel systems ensured no compromise between performance and emissions. And the engine was tested to perform for off roading your Bentayga up to 35 degrees in any direction under part or trailing throttle. Cylinder deactivation completely shut down one bank of the 6 cylinders for greater fuel efficiency, and so on and so on. But as come time, they're going to move to very high output hybrids. But just the internals of that engine are quite amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, so that's a very complicated engine. So, but
Yeah, yeah.
there it works.
Yeah, it works, and if for a limited time you can get that in a speed edition of your favorite model of Bentley, any of the ones that come with the W12. So Flying Spur or the Continental GTS, and you can go out and do burnouts in your Bentley, which is what I would do if I bought one. How about you?
Well, yes, I would go after the ice speed record, which the Continental GT holds at 199.98 miles per hour.
Mm,
This is on ice. Uh,
crazy,
no
crazy,
thanks.
crazy. Well,
Um, I,
while we're on this engines, we told you about the good. We're keeping the V8. There's a limited availability on the W12, but you can get it. By the way, future classic here. These speed editions of the last
yeah,
W12s.
yeah.
Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say that for sure?
I would definitely say it's a future classic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've talked about engines in a good way, but here is a story that will not be the ideal story about engines. But in one way it is because it shows Toyota and Lexus are doing the right thing. If you own a Toyota or Lexus LX, right, that was
Hmm.
built in 2022 to 2023, equipped with the 3.4-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine, they're being recalled. 102,000 of over 102,000 of these vehicles will be recalled, and Toyota notes potential engine knocking, which can happen when the connecting rod bearings are not doing enough to smooth the rotation of the crankshaft. The engine will run rough for a time, and eventually it will lose power and totally fail. And this apparently was due to a bad thing. If you've ever rebuilt an engine, you know it has to be super clean inside. Otherwise, bad things happen.
Yep.
There was an engineering defect or manufacturing defect, and material was left in the engine when it was built. And so what they're going to do, they're going to bring these in, and they're going to give you a new engine. Imagine that. So over 100,000 of these vehicles will get new engines. And just think about the amount of work for dealers that is, right?
Well, the dealers will love it. They and the owners, of course, end up with a new engine. They may have 40,000 miles on these things, but you
Yeah,
get a
it's
new
like,
engine. It
yeah,
starts
you get
over.
a new engine. And we were talking a little bit about this during the break. How will they do it? Will they just have it pre-built in a cradle and they drop the whole thing out and then drop the whole, bolt the whole thing on? How will they do it? And then my question is, typically, what would happen to these engines is you would think, oh, that's a great engine to put in something. But really, they should probably destroy them so they don't get out into the, uh, you know, salvage.
They would either have to destroy them or they probably could put them back to the engine plant and remanufacture them. And that I think is just a financial decision. Which one is more financially beneficial?
And a lot of
Salvaging
them
them?
will just be opened up and looked at to say like what
Oh,
went
sure,
wrong,
sure.
what kind of damage was being caused by this. But they're doing the right thing because they could have just easily said
Yeah,
like, oh well, you know what, we'll give you a couple extra oil changes, or we'll drop the pan and clean it out, or
right.
something like that, or flush the engine somehow, right?
And most of these, or not most, some of these could already be out of warranty, which is great
Yeah,
because well, actually they're 22s now. Yeah, they could be.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is out of character for Toyota to have this type of engine problem, but they're
That's right.
doing the right thing, which is the big thing. They're not, as I say, well, we'll throw some
Not
oil additive
not
in there or
walking
something.
away.
Yeah, no, they're like they're going as they would say, the nuclear option. Like
Yeah,
you got to worry about your engine. Don't worry, I'll get you a new engine. It's coming in on Tuesday. Bring
that's
it
right.
on in.
Hang on, we got some in crates here.
Yeah. Would you be concerned? I mean, it's a big thing for a dealer to do, isn't it?
No, I have a friend who has a Santa Fe,
Well, hold that
and
thought,
he's
Les, because we're going into a break, and I look forward to that story when we come back on Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staub, Les Jackson. Les, you were telling a story. We're talking about engine swaps and how Toyota and Lexus are going to swap about 102,000 engines, slightly more, into Lexuses and Tundras because of a manufacturing defect, debris. So not good when that's in your engine. But you're going to tell me about an experience with Hyundai, right?
I have a friend who has a Santa Fe, about 6 or 7 years old, and he's had 2 engines replaced under warranty. Hyundai and Kia, of course, have the 10-year, 100,000-mile drivetrain warranty. And it's just one of those things. The original engine had an oil flow problem. In manufacturing, somehow it starved for oil on a couple of the cylinders, and the second engine, in not too long a period of time, failed with overheating started it, but it just ended up seizing up. And
wow.
you just figure, well, how can this happen? Well, you don't know how it can happen, but it happened, and they fixed it. It didn't cost them anything.
New engine both times.
New engines, and in his case, they just replaced the engines. They didn't replace everything up front.
Right.
But on the other hand, he's got an old new car.
Yeah, it just don't bother changing oil. You just change the engine. How's that? That has old oil in it. Get rid of that engine.
That's not an economical idea.
No. But
it's nice and clean.
Yeah, that's true. It's like getting a fresh lease on life all the time. Yeah, exactly. Hey, let's talk about Stellantis. They've been struggling a bit, and we talked about that they had the wrong product mix for Ram. They had the less expensive models. People wanted the more expensive.
Right.
The prices were high. The sales have gone down. They dropped the Jeep Cherokee, which a lot of people think was a mistake. So Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has said he's ready to shut down brands that are not making money. Of course, they have a lot of brands. And brands like Maserati and Lancia and DS are potential candidates.
Wow.
I'll ask you this. Is Chrysler a potential candidate?
I think it would be.
They're supposedly going to give them 10 years to get squared away. I don't think they don't have product. They don't have any product. They just have the Pacifica, right?
That's it, the Pacifica,
which is great, but
that's it. It's great. Yeah, it's terrific, but that's still good. You can't just have one model at a dealership.
Yep.
So yeah, and there was not. They didn't have enough. The other problem they've had is not having enough high range, high level Ram trucks available. Where the entry level trucks just sat on the dealer lots, and that's a kiss of death right there.
Yeah. So I don't know. The Stellantis is struggling for sure. I don't think they'd kill off Dodge. They won't kill off Ram. They won't kill off Jeep. That's for sure. Maserati, do you think they would sell that, let's say, to the Chinese or something?
Maybe. But Lancia and DS probably don't have a big future.
I'm not too familiar with DS. That's a European brand. So
I'm not either. They obviously aren't sold here.
Yeah. Lancia, I've seen in Europe. I love car spotting in Europe. I always enjoy that.
Yeah.
So just going along and saying,
and of course, we already mentioned
that?
The Cherokee. Yeah, the Cherokee is going, and we don't quite know why.
No,
Manufacturing.
It was a bad play. But let's talk about let's go over to Honda. Honda's got some good news this week. The Honda SI, of course, the Civic is all new, so why wouldn't the Honda Civic SI be new too?
Sure.
New design, aggressive front fascia, driver-focused tech, full digital instrument display, integrated LED shift light indicator, and Google built in with a new level of fun-to-drive dynamics and enhanced ride comfort. So the SI is available with a 1.5-liter turbo, $29,950. If you get the SI, you can get the SI with summer tires, and that is $30,250. They still gets decent mileage, 31 miles to the gallon combined, 37 highway, 27 city. Fun little VTEC 1.5-liter turbo. It's a fun little commuter car, wouldn't it be?
It always has been. The Civic SI, it's cool. It's a hatchback. It's fun to drive. It's economical. It's reliable. And it used to be real cheap. I guess 29 grand is still considered inexpensive. But
3145 with destination. And for summer tires, 31,345. I wouldn't get summer tires because you'd have to swap everything out every year, So I wouldn't bother.
Well,
with this.
It's unless you live in the South or in California or something, just get the normal all-weather tires.
Yeah, but fun little vehicle. Now, for something completely different than that. We'll talk about the Odyssey. And the Odyssey, of course, is their minivan. And this has needed some updates. The one hit about this, they don't have a hybrid version of this. And the two other leading minivans do have hybrids, right?
That's right. And the Odyssey for many, many years was the top-selling minivan.
Yeah.
And they want to get that back. So it's very attractive. I like the new one.
So what's new for 2025? A new sporty grille, reshaped front and rear fascias to accentuate Odyssey's wide stance. That's not a negative wide stance.
No.
Typically when you say, "Gee, you have a wide stance," that's not a great thing to tell somebody. A sharp new wheel design. Including the top-of-the-line Elite, which gets machine-finished 19-inch alloys. A host of new standard features, including a 7-inch digital display, is now standard. All-digital tachometer and all-digital tach on the left and physical speedometer on the right. User-selectable functions such as Honda Sensing. Rear entertainment system has been revamped with a larger 12.8-inch high-resolution screen, and the HDMI plug has been relocated to the inside of the center console. So it comes in a variety of trims with destination, $43,315 for the EXL. And I'm still not crazy about that side shape, though, that kick down in the back.
No.
It looks busy, but anyway, there you have it. And it tops out at $52,275 for the Elite. But as we mentioned, it does not have a hybrid edition. And the best it can do is 28 miles to the gallon, which is still not bad. But there you have it, the Honda Odyssey. We appreciate you listening to Cruise Control. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staub.
I am Les Jackson.
We are going to see you down the road.
Bye.